guys, and welcome back. This is Chosenarchitect, and today we're jumping back to some more All the Mod 7 to the Sky. Hope you guys are ready. So today on my list of things to do, I want to go ahead and dive even further into Mekanism, and there's several things that I'm going to need to get started. One of those is HDPE sheets. Yes, that is going to be plastic for Mekanism, and it's the next thing on my to-do list. Now, I'm going to try my best to explain this as best as I can so it's as replicatable as possible. Now, it may not be the most compact setup, but I am going to set it up so that way it can be viewed and seen and understood. I think that's kind of what I like to go for. And it's also going to fit in this room. It should fit perfectly in here. So I'm using a fantastic chart to be able to visualize this on the wiki for Mekanism. Now, Mekanism has a lot of amazing information that I 100% recommend checking out. In this situation, I have this image here. I'll go ahead and show you right now. This basically is going to show you that we have an electrolytic separator that's going to feed hydrogen into our PRC, which is a pressurized reaction chamber. Then that's going to produce ethylene. This whole side is just to produce the ethylene that is going to be sent over to the PRC. That is on the far right. And then on the top, it's showing us that we're going to be getting our substrate material, which all of that leads down into the PRC. And then in the bottom, we have to feed it oxygen. So I'm going to try and do it in the way that it's showing here with that exact amount. And so you can see in my inventory, I have 3 electrolytic separators. I have a crusher. I have every machine that we are going to need here. We have 3 pressurized reaction chambers and a rotary condensator. So I have the water set up and it is transferring. Now, I don't know if I can set this incredibly fast. I don't quite know. I know there's a fluid transfer rate. Does this have a max amount that I can set this to? I don't know. That's like that's a lot. That's 100 buckets. I'm assuming I can set it per tick. So if I access this, we have ticks per operation. So 1. That is as fast as it goes. And I think that should be fine. That is very quick if that actually works. So I should be able to put this right on top of here. And since we need this to be processing water, I mean, we should be able to just send water to it. As you can see right there, it's producing the hydrogen and oxygen. I'm going to need to do that for each of these. However, I'm probably going to have to pipe into these specific machines unless I set this up differently. Let me see what I can do. You know what? I may just be a genius because I was thinking, you know what? I could probably compact this a lot more. And believe it or not, this makes for a very symmetrical looking build. So I remembered, oh yeah, I could definitely put all these machines together because they can actually push the fluids and items between each other. So we have the electrolytic separator. This is going to we're sending it water. It's going to produce hydrogen. That hydrogen needs to be sent to the pressurized reaction chamber. At the moment, it has been sent oxygen, which is not good. That is definitely not what we want. So I need to change this config right here. Let's go ahead and just remove this. And let's go ahead and get the config set up. So for items, we're not receiving any items. Now gases, however, this is the 2 gases. So we need to send on the right, the blue there. Yeah, we need the hydrogen, the blue. And this turned off for right now. And honestly, that is set up in the fluid. We have that set up perfectly. And then auto eject is on, including for the gases. And then what we can do is we can set, for example, these to idle, like hydrogen. I believe this is the one that's going to fill up, so we can dump excess. As you can see, dump excess or just dumping. And we're good. Okay, so that's going to send to this. Now, unfortunately, we're going to have to swap this one around. I think one of these needs oxygen, right? The main one. This main one needs oxygen. So it's better if we didn't have this already set up. So there's the oxygen in that one. We can go ahead and use this one. This one will be a blank one. Perfect. So we have hydrogen. As you can see, hydrogen going in here. And then we have the condensator. This we have to set up the config for, and we can set up auto eject and stuff. Let's go to gases because that's what we're going to be working on. Gases and fluids. Because this is going to convert the gas into a fluid, I believe. So you can see right here, toggle operation. I believe we want our gas Let's go to gas. We want this to be an input on this side. I'm going to cancel everything else here. And then the fluid to be an output on this side. And then I believe we toggle operation. I don't know which one we're going to need, but we'll figure that out once we get this all up and running. But yeah, we should be good. This condensing trading. I don't know why these are both red. Decondensing trading. I believe we're going to be condensing. We're going to be condensing. Yeah, we're going to be turning it into a fluid. So that should be correct in its setup. All right, so we're continuing on. Now this needs to receive, it needs to receive the fluid from that side. So if we go to the fluids tab, let's go ahead and just clear everything on these machines. That way we can start fresh. And we'll go to the fluids and we'll want an input on this side. So now that should be pulling fluids over here. And then in the back, this is going to be the electrolytic separator that is sending oxygen into here. So on our front face, if I go ahead and clear all this, we'll have fluids. Let's see, will be gases is what we need to mess with. Clear those. This is the front. So we need to output the appropriate gas. So this is hydrogen and this is going to be oxygen. So we definitely need the oxygen outputting right there, and everything else should be fine. This should be set to dumping excess for right now. And I think that's it for that side. Now, this is the whole side that is generating substrate. So if we start over here, it'll be a little bit easier to understand. This is going to generate hydrogen. So we're going to feed this water. It is going to generate hydrogen. So let's go ahead and clear this sides. Make sure auto eject. I got to make sure all auto eject is on for all of these. So hydrogen is of course the blue. We're going to be sending it over here. So outputting the blue, and then that should be good for that. Now the crusher is going to be receiving cake. We're going to actually use cake for this, and this is going to generate biofuel. I think I have this set up right. Don't I? No, actually I'm going to need this pumping into the PRC, and then I need my crusher routed differently. Okay. So my crusher is going to have to probably go in the back here, and I can set my crusher up differently because this has to send to that. I think I'm doing this correctly. I'm trying my best. Real quick, let me grab this from this villager. Look at that. Sharpness 10. Bone splitter. We can rip these enchants off of this guy later on. This is awesome. Okay, I've got to go up here and grab some cake. And we're almost done with this. I'm kind of excited. This is going to start generating plastic, and we can use it to build. It's also going to be used later on. So this will be converting into cake. Now it's going to be pretty slow, I think, but cake actually generates quite a bit inside the crusher. At the moment, it doesn't have any power, but I'm going to need a pipe. I think we can use a logistics cable. This should be plenty. I'm just going to have to make sure it's not going to send. So this has to receive items from the front. Will it not let me receive items from the front? Item config, and then it says front, but it doesn't let me pipe the items to the front. You know what? Let's just pump items to the right side. What? So apparently that's the right side. Okay, so that's weird. If that's the right, then my whole config is set up wrong. Because I need this to be set up on the face. So what it outputs. There we go. Okay. With all that confusion out of the way, let's see if this is going to send cobble. I really hope it doesn't. If not, I'm going to have to use some sort of filter. I'm going to need my configurator, which is right here. And that should send cake. Once this cake is out, it will send the cake over. Now I am running into a problem. It's kind of a cake problem. This chest is just not good enough. Now the upgraded chest is kind of expensive. And I just don't know if there is a good way to generate this resource. I don't think we have an EMCable item. I'm gonna have to look that is good enough to generate biofuel. I'm in total dark. We totally do. I can use like red mushrooms or red flowers, and that's gonna be plenty. That's gonna generate 5 per. So I can totally get away with like using my other cobble gen, and this is gonna be more than enough. Okay, that is going to be way better than using cake. I don't know why I thought cake was a good idea, because I can generate with this, and notice this is going to send over here. Once we have the upgrades and everything going, I think we should be fine. But I also need to send this stuff, this biofuel. I also need to send that over to this pressurized reaction chamber. Okay, so I know there's many other ways I could have done this, but this is, I think, going to produce the exact amount of ethylene that we're going to need. Now, the only thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to figure out a way to get rid of this substrate. Because I have no use for this substrate at all. So we might end up trashing that substrate because this is generating the substrate. Technically, I think we could have got away with 1 pressurized reaction chamber instead of this. But this is fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ethylene that this is generating, and I'm going to send it over here. And I should be able to get away with that by doing this. Making sure this is accepting from the front the gases. Just like that. And then make sure this is sending the gas, the ethylene gas over here. Make sure this is sending from the front. And there we go. That got sent over, and that's producing substrate. Now I just got to figure out what to do with this. I can probably just trash it. Use a trash can and just simply have this output directly to the front, because I think that'd be fine. This substrate is absolutely unnecessary. You know, Mekanism is like one of those learning experiences. Like, do I need these 2 machines over here? I don't think I do. I think I can get away with literally everything that's right here. That's like in this 3x4 here. And I don't actually need all of this. I don't think I need this. Yeah, I mean, I think this is generating plenty. Plus I can get all these materials back, and I don't have to worry about this routing over there. Yeah, I think this is more than enough. Like just this little setup here. Now here's a little bonus. I'm gonna put this ender chest on top of here. I think it's the same color that we're actually using for our other material stuff over here. So yeah, just the white chest is our basic chest. Is going to input into the system. And what I can do is I can just go ahead and apply the HDPE pellets to this list, and it will go into the drawer as soon as I set this to auto output to the top. So I've installed all of the upgrades, and this is now running quite well. As you can see, these are all running max upgrades. The only upgrades that would really benefit this is like muffler upgrades. But as you can see, these have max. They're 8 out of 8 on both speed and energy. That is all the upgrades they can take. As you can see, they do not take gas upgrades, which is really handy for some setups, but in this particular one, that's not the case. So there we go. We now have HDPE pellets ready to go, and we're actually generating them at a pretty significant rate, which is really great because we can actually take these pellets and we can build with them. Now, of course, you can make sheets. It's like this, and there is a sheet. Now, the sheet is used for a lot of the advanced stuff that we're going to have to get into. We need it for building these machines, making the SPS casings and things like that later on as we progress through Mekanism. We can actually make the reinforced elytra. I don't quite know what that does. Maybe it gives you more durability. But yeah, as you can see, these are used for several different things. And then we also have plastic, I believe. Unless this was removed, I'm not seeing the plastic building blocks from Mekanism. Maybe I'm missing something? I thought there was like building blocks in Mekanism, unless they got removed. I don't see them. Interesting. Now I have ran into a problem, a little bit of a problem, and I might be able to solve that because we are producing too much ethylene. Too much ethylene. Yeah, I never thought I would say that, but we are producing too much of it. Now, I don't know if there's a way to prioritize how we're doing this, but this is a gas burning generator. So hopefully with this being further in the line, I can go ahead and have this over here. Actually, I might be able to turn it around because I think the green node there is the power output on this. And we just give it gas and it should be able to cook through it. And should be able to cook through excess. I'm hoping that it goes here into this first and then burns the excess. That's what I'm hoping. Because if I don't do anything with the excess, this is never going to receive any of the substrate because this can't produce substrate because it's full of ethylene. So we got to do something with this. Let's see. We need a pressurized pipe. And I'm hoping that with this working and filling up, this might also need upgrades, by the way. Oh, I can only receive one upgrade. So yeah, this should be producing power. Let's get a plug. And actually, I might have plugs. I do have a plug. So we should be able to put this into our power network. As you can see, this is burning, but not very fast. I know they did reduce the burn rate on this, so this does not produce as much power as it used to produce. But at least we are getting rid of the ethylene in some form, allowing this to continue to work. And our power should be good. It's burning at 40 a tick. Energy density, I really don't know how much this is actually generating. It is really hard for me to see. At the moment, it's outputting like... max output can do, what, 30,000 FE per tick? If that's actually true, I don't know. I know this thing used to be an incredibly crazy power source. But, look at that. Now it's kind of evenish. If I would have put this right next to it, it'd be even better. Yeah, we can move it over. Make it even. Make it perfectly even. Let's do that. Boop. Oh, by the way, yeah, that's why I wanted it this way. Hook that plug in, and we should be good. And look at that. It's perfectly even. A self-sustaining system, I hope, where it's able to power itself and keep everything else powered. This is fantastic. So I went ahead and placed a trash can in here just to be able to see how much power we're actually generating from this setup. And believe me, it is able to maintain this one generator. And it is generating, I believe, at its max. And it's producing 20,000 RF per tick, basically, with the max output of 39,000. I don't know what the max output means, but it is currently producing 20,000 RF per tick. And the problem is I don't have a use for that much power yet. So I've got to leave a trash can on here to be able to keep substrate being produced. I don't really need a whole bunch of substrate, honestly. But yeah, that's the thing. Actually, I probably have enough substrate as of right now to just leave this running. And really what I ended up generating today was a gas burning generator setup that is producing over 20,000 RF per tick. And I could probably set up another gas burning generator next to it and generate another 20,000 RF per tick, because this, with this max upgrade, is generating a lot of power. So yeah, today has been kind of interesting, and I hope you got something out of it. I know I made some mistakes along the way, but that is bound to happen when you're setting up complicated systems like this, and honestly referring to a sheet is probably really outdated. But yeah, next episode, things are really going to start to get complicated as we delve into fissile fuel and the production of fissile fuel, because we're going to need that to get into our reactors to start producing polonium and plutonium and all kinds of fun stuff that is going to get us into advanced mechanism. And so that way we can kind of let these things just kind of set and work, because they take a while to produce antimatter. And that is going to be a crazy setup. That critical phase shifter, oh my gosh, what a setup for that. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, click that subscribe button. Of course, show this video some support by giving it a thumbs up. And of course, let me thank the sponsor of today's video. And that, my friends, is going to be a huge thank you going to It's Miner. Thank you so much for your amazing support, by the way, over on the Discord, becoming a Discord premium member. And of course, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, Give it a huge thumbs up, guys. Follow me over on Twitter. If you didn't know, it's at Chosenarchitect. And also join the Discord, discord.gg/Chosenarchitect. Join the amazing crew of over 25,000 members and growing every day. So be sure to check that out. Guys, I'll see you in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching.